Hi, I'm Suffer Jerome, and I just keep trying to make better videos, and yet they seem to keep getting worse. I bought a few more lights, and now things seem even darker than they did before. And of course, I was one of those idiots that bought a LifeCam 3000 HD that said was compatible with Windows 10 on the box, but over the last few months of using this little guy, it's not. So I can never do anything about how light or dark the videos look. And I don't have a lot of money for programs, so I just use the free programs and all I do everything in one take and then sometimes put cards on, like if I'm doing a class for Udemy or something. And it's super frustrating because if I'd known that the Windows Microsoft HD 3000 didn't work with the Windows 10, Windows Computer, Windows Microsoft platform, I wouldn't have bought it. I would have bought the Logitech that I had in my hand, but no. And then it's taken me so long to clue in because I thought it was me being stupid, not understanding my camera, that now it's too late to return it. In the life cam I had before this one, was almost as good as this one, but I thought I was stepping up, so I'm mad I bought a new camera when the old one was just fine. And yeah, so everything's dark, and I'm trying to make more classes. I want to do all these videos, and it just gets darker and darker, and I don't know what to do because there's no programs where I can tinker with making the camera light or darker. I can't move, it has all these features that don't work because I'm using Windows. So yeah, thanks. Thanks Microsoft for taking my money and giving me something. I mean, I have been using it for streaming, but again, everything's so dark and I have no ability. I've limited ability on the OBS platform, but here I'm just straight recording onto whatever the hell program Windows gives us. And it's frustrating because I just see like a little pale, I'm not even pale, I'm all red for some reason, face. I'm a pale goth. Yeah, so, how about that Star Wars? I was thinking the other day, because I'm always thinking, does the brain ever turn off? No, I'm an Aquarius, it does not. So, I was thinking about 9, of course, because we got to get ready for 9. And I'm still trying not to be super, super hugely judgmental about 8 till I see what 9 has to do. But every time I watch Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, or I watch bits and pieces of it when I'm doing. I have a job where I can listen to movies, one of my part-time jobs, and then also I'm back at the gym on the elliptical, so I'm watching on my tablet. And yeah, it was blatantly obvious very first time I saw Last Jedi that it doesn't connect to Force Awakens, but it just is upsetting every time I see all the little things that opportunities lost as they were. But so I was thinking about Chewbacca there. Chewbacca. I'm not sure I've ever done a video on Chewbacca. I think I've written blogs about him. I don't know. But what's Chewbacca's role in the next movie? Does he get to keep the Millennium Falcon? Does he get to be leader of the pack since, he's older than all of them? And then, of course, there are a lot of questions I have because I haven't read, 40 years worth of expanded universe stuff. So when I saw the Solo movie, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. If you haven't seen Solo, stop, 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 stop. Okay, those of you who have seen Solo, come here. Okay, so Han Solo meets Chewbacca in the pit, and they make it seem like Chewbacca eats people. This is how he survives. He rips them apart and eats them. That's how he eats. That's how they feed him. He was supposed to eat Han, then he didn't. So then, fast forward to The Last Jedi, where he's got a porg on his spit, and he doesn't eat him? This is just some of the stupid shit that pisses me off. Yeah, man, it does. Because, okay, like, I think Chewbacca's an animal. And I think animals eat animals. I don't know what Chewbacca is. Is he a man? Is I don't know. And then he actually killed a porg, put him on a spit, cooked him up, and then didn't eat him? Like, at least eat him. The thing died. You killed it. So, well, we assume you killed it. Maybe you found it dead on the beach. I don't know. They didn't tell us. So, like, what are you going to eat then if you're not going to eat your porg? And then the porg died for no reason. If you don't eat them, it's just wasteful. So those porgs are going to be mad at you either way at this point. So just eat your lunch for God's sake. Oh my God. It's a chicken. Yeah. It's funny. I had a friend say to me the other day, because I noticed he wasn't eating, um, I know it was bacon or something. We were talking about eating bacon and how delicious it is, or I can't remember now what we were talking about. But so he revealed to me that he stopped eating pork, pig, because he said, "Oh, I realized that pigs are very intelligent." I said, "Yeah, man, didn't you read Charlotte's Web?" You know, and of course he laughed. But I said, pigs are intelligent, yeah, and so are cows, so are ducks, so are roosters, like so are chickens. I said I've spent a lot of my youth on farms, horses too, like they're all intelligent. So why are you picking pigs over cows? Like if their intelligence disturbs you, then it isn't it all of them? I don't know. Anyways, I'm still a meat eater, so I say Chewbacca eat the pork. But anyway, so my point, well, what I'm trying to think about is what's Chewbacca's role now? So Han is dead, his buddy for 40 years. Has it been 40 years? We don't even know what the timeline. No one has told us the timeline. Yeah, they have the scrolly things. Oh, the First Order, this, and even the timeline between Force Awakens and Last Jedi makes zero sense because it's only an hour later. Yet suddenly all this shit's happening somehow in an hour. Somehow, Phasma got out of the trash compactor as Starkiller Base exploded. Somehow Kylo found his helmet, even though last time he had it, it was sitting on the friggin' scaffolding where he stabbed his dad. Um, there's so many things that make no sense. So what's Chewbacca gonna do? He had no roles, like no role really in Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. He had a little role, but he hasn't, you know, he's just kind of a throwaway. And in fact, like they did with all the legacy characters, throwing them away, he needs more attention, man. So what are they going to do with Chewbacca? I'm curious to see. Now, I'm not, like I love Chewbacca in the sense that I love A New Hope and as we've all know, anyone who's watched any of my videos saw it 28 times the year it came out, and I've been looking for that roller coaster ride thrill ever since. And I haven't gotten it from any other Star Wars movies, really. Not like that. Not like that excitement and the highs. And I guess it's like what I've heard about people who use heroin. You can never chase that same high again. And so maybe that's what's happening. And now, my children, have done the Star Wars thing. And um, I don't know. I just am not over yet. I say it every video. I'm not over Luke being dead. I'll never get over it. Never. Because there was no reason for him to die because it was a stupid plot. Because we already knew he wasn't going to kill Kylo. We knew he wasn't going to kill his nephew. We knew he wasn't going to kill his sister's son. He didn't kill him when he was little. And he wasn't going to kill him in the big battle at the end. They had already set up he wasn't going to kill him. So why would he die? Just say, wasting time or whatever. Uh, I wish they had just ended because I was watching the ending today. I wish they had ended The Last Jedi when he's just like gets up to go, and then like with all the flames in the cave or whatever, and then like that's it, and then we wait 2 years to see what he's gonna do. That would have been better. Because there's still that X-wing plane, and why'd they tease us with that plane in the water? Why'd they tease us with so many things? And then, why'd they tease us for 2 years? That was the most epic ending. The Force Awakens had the most epic ending of almost any movie. I watch a lot of movies, and that ending was epic. I almost got that high. Because because when I first saw The Force Awakens, I was disappointed um, because the three hadn't been back in that movie together on screen together. Then they killed Han. And I knew Harrison Ford was going to die in that movie. I was prepared for that because I knew he wanted to get the hell out of Star Wars and always has. But I wish they had had Luke, Leia, and Han do something together before that happened. And my son says, "Oh, it just would have been dumb." But I'm like, "No, it's like Batman or something. They get the call, the three of them have to go because they have special skills for whatever the deal is, and they have to solve the problem. And on the way, we meet all the characters. We, of course, would meet Ben Solo, and maybe would see him as like a teenager, playing hockey or I don't know. Anyways, I'm not the writer. I write my own stuff, and yeah. So Chewbacca, does he get to keep the Millennium Falcon, or did Rey steal it from him now? Um, Now we've learned the Millennium Falcon is powered by a robot who Lando was kind of having an affair with or something weird. Um, I write erotica, so I have no issues with anything. And in fact, I I write about robot sex too, so I don't have issues with that. It just was weird for a Star Wars movie. And so where's Chewbacca gonna go? So are we going now? Are we finally going to do a fast forward properly for the number nine? Will we find out that Luke isn't in fact dead, but he was just taking a nap, and now he's resurrected because maybe Rey or Leia or someone sprinkles some magic crap on him. Maybe because Space Leia flew through space, because now they're definitely made sure that Leia's in the next one. So maybe Space Leia used her magic space powers from when she flew through space and didn't die, that now she can use that to bring Luke back, and then our Luke will be back at least for a bit. I was mentally prepared for him to die in 9, but not in 8. It was too much of a shock, and I'm still depressed, and I'm never getting over it. Um, Unless they bring him back, then I'll be over it. And I'm not alone. Like, this is the thing. Like, since January, when I stumbled upon some YouTube videos, one being Geeks and Gamers, who had like 72 subscribers at the time. And what he said resonated with me because a lot of the stuff he felt, I felt, and he loved The Force Awakens like I did in the same ways. We see the flaws, but we also saw the potential, the huge potential for Kylo, the huge potential for Rey and Finn, the huge potential for Rey to have a story, or for Rey to be somebody, and so on. And oh yeah, so the Han Solo movie kind of brings up that some new ideas of where Rey may have come from, because I'm still think that Ryan Johnson is, messing with us. Kylo's a big psychopathic liar. You know that. So of course he's lying. And he already knows. He knew in The Force Awakens who Rey was. I say this every video. He knew in The Force Awakens who Rey was. It's very obvious. And he knew she was someone special. He knew she was a sister or cousin, which is why he didn't kill her. It wasn't because he thinks she's hot, because Snoke kind of invented that. Ryan Johnson invented this whole Reylo thing. I think he was mesmerized with her because he had heard about the coming of the light, and he was torn. He could be light, he could be dark. And then he meets this woman, and then she, as we saw in the mind meld scene in Force Awakens, they're feeding off each other, and they carried that through a bit in the Last Jedi, where they feed off each other's powers, the light and dark, and they're both gray, right? They're both confusing, and that's cool. I like how they're both confusing, but I hope we find out Rey. Now, this is where I was going with this idea from the Han Solo movie, now that it's out on video and stuff. More people have probably seen it. So there are two characters in the Han Solo movie that maybe Rey had descended from, that Han was friends with. One could be that girlfriend who gave him the dice or whatever, that, in The Last Jedi was so bizarre how they use that. And then the other one was, oh, I can't remember the name, but with the Mad Max outfit. Actually, at Comic Con, someone had a really cool outfit of that. woman who turns out to be a teenage warrior underneath all that. So one of those could be Ray's grandmother or mother. Or, we don't know how old these people are. We don't know how they age. We don't know anything. Are they human? We don't know. We know nothing. Nobody tells us things. They just keep making these movies with no explanations. We know where the Force came from the prequels, but other than that, we know nothing. We don't know if they're robots. We don't know if they're porgs in disguise. But I hope Chewbacca gets like something happening that makes sense in the new one. I hope he gets the Millennium Falcon. I hope he gets to be like if uh, General Organa has assembled a new army or something, that he gets to be like a leader or top dog, as it were, and so on. Chewbacca. It's cool that well, it's not cool. I think it's cool that I have managed to, in the last couple of years, actually seen both Peter Mayhew and then the new Chewbacca as well speak in real life. I think Peter Mayhew, I think I saw at Niagara Falls Comic Con a couple of years ago. And then the other dude, he's the Finnish guy. He's really cute in real life. And I heard him speak in Toronto at Toronto Comic Con. So it's really exciting to see them both speak, the new and the old guard. They both play Chewbacca. And so we know they cast a very young man because Chewbacca will be around with us for a long time if Disney doesn't totally screw up and lose the rest of their fan base. So bring Luke back, make Chewbacca do something, tell us who Ray's mom is, because, today I watched part of The Force Awakens 2 at the gym, the little bit where Ray hears the little box screaming to her. Like, that is something. Like, Ryan Johnson, why didn't you address that? Like, come on. Like, that was so cool. It's so exciting, sitting there at the gym with my little earphones and you go, come back, and she runs down the stairs and she sees the thing flying away. And, it's like Hellraiser with all the shadows and she has the visions, and there's Knights of Ren there. There's, Luke with R2, the temple's burning down, the spaceship's leaving. So when Kylo says your parents were, alcoholics and they're buried in the desert, we already know that's bullshit because we saw the spaceship flying away that left little Rey on the thing. And Rey was old enough to know who her parents were 'cause she was a little kid. She knows what her parents are. She knows who they are. She knew their names. So, Ryan Johnson fucked that up as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, I've talked about that too many times. Chewbacca. Let's get some Chewbacca stuff happening. And yeah, J.J. Abrams did make a thing about how in The Force Awakens he forgot to shoot a scene where, Chewbacca's acknowledged. Chewbacca has been getting the shaft from the very beginning. I remember every time I watched every time I watched A New Hope when I was 15, or however old I was, at the movie theaters that year it came out. And every time I'd be so mad they didn't give Chewbacca a medal. Every time. And actually, it's hilarious because people still ask that with Peter Mayhew, and he's like, "No, no, they addressed that later on. It's fine. Chewbacca got recognized. Blah blah blah." So, so don't feel bad, I guess. But it's still, he's always gets the shaft. He is an interesting character, and yet they throw him away, just like they did with R2 and C3PO in The Last Jedi. They should have had way more work on that film too. So anyways, let's see what number 9 happens. I'm going to be making many videos about things that burst into my head about what I think should happen in 9 because I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens to Kylo. Is he going good or bad? I hope he goes full-blown evil and just kicks everyone's ass, but yeah, I'm a horror writer, so of course I do. All right, and there better not be any Reylo bullshit. Oh my God, no, 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 no. It better be like Luke and Leia, where he's all has the hots for her, and then it's his sister. So I think that's what'll happen with Kylo and Rey. So even though, if you go to my Pinterest, I have tons of pictures of Kylo and Rey making out because they're beautifully drawn. All this fan artwork is so cool. And as an erotic writer, I certainly enjoy seeing these erotic scenes. But the reality for the storyline of what I want to see in the official story is them not getting together, that he's seducing her because he's a psychopathic seducer. He's not seducing her because he wants her, body. He's seducing her because he wants her power. And that's how it should be. That's the true evil psychopathic genius plot points. So let's hope Kylo be evil, Chewbacca be good. Maybe they'll have a fight. Who knows? All right, take care. May the force be with you.